Hey everybody, this is Captain Yeet here for you for another SheRa and the Princess of Power episode review. This is going to be season 1, episode 13, titled The Battle of Bright Moon. So let's get into it. The last episode of season 1. Then next week we'll season 2. Anyway, this episode starts off right where we left off with Adore, Glimmer, and Bow on top of Swiftwind, right in the sky. That whatever Traptor did to the Black Garnet is making the weather go crazy. It's snowing, thundering, lightning. It's just craziness all over. Eventually, that obviously Glimmer's like, we have to get back to Bright Moon and make sure everybody's okay. Glimmer's mom goes over to the rune stone in Bright Moon, powers it up with her magic, and makes a huge beam of light. And they see the beam of light and they go, oh look, that's a distress beacon. So they go towards that. Then we get the theme song. Right after the theme song, we cut over to Scorpia and Traptor and Catra. And Traptor is really happy because what she did to the Black Garnet has worked. She starts to go on and on about all the details about, the science behind it, what it's actually doing, what she can do even now, and more with all the information she has. And while she was talking in that huge, long, speech she was doing, she mentioned that what she's doing is making the other princesses weak because it's like drawing power from their runestone, so it's making them weak. And Catra's like, whoa, hold up, back up. What did you just say? She goes, well, like I just said, is making the other runestones weak and other princesses weak. Catra's like, really? And Traptor's like, yeah, it doesn't affect me because I don't have my own runestone. And Traptor doesn't specifically say this part, but, she doesn't have her own powers. I guess you can say her intelligence is her own power and her hair, because she can move her hair as independent. That's his own power. But she specifically says the elemental princesses, it makes them weaker too. And she says Scorpia, it doesn't affect Scorpia because, she's not connected to the Black Garnet. If she was, she's not now. So it's okie dokie for Scorpia. And Catra's like, okay, how can we make this effect permanent? Traptor's like, I don't know. I'm going to have to run some more tests, some more research. I don't know what I really got to do. And then Catra just taps one of the little bulbs up there on the spear that she has as a display, and it breaks, and it draws even more power from all the other spears into the Black Garnet, powers it up. And then Traptor's like, okay, that can work. And then Catra tells Scorpia to get a squad team with them. She asks why. Well, the Whispering Woods are frozen over, as you can see. I forgot to mention that. Sorry, I'm talking so fast. I had a hectic last few days. I just got off work. I finally got Netflix working again. I gotta make this. Then in the morning, I gotta do What If Season 2, Episode 3. Then I got church, and I got stuff to do after church. Yeesh, I gotta do so much stuff tomorrow after this. And I gotta make some food I haven't eaten all day. I eat maybe an apple or two, but I'm sorry. I gotta do so much, so I gotta get this out the way, but I gotta talk a bit slower. I don't want to mess stuff up. Anyway, there was a scene of Scorpia watching a TV, and the TV was showing all different parts of Etheria, and the weather's going crazy over there too. Anyway, specifically with Catra, the Whispering Woods are frozen over. So that's the last line of defense with the Bright Moon. And since they're frozen over, they can just march right in the Bright Moon and take it over. So they're getting the squad team up to attack Bright Moon. Then we cut over to Glimmer's mom. She's powering herself up and powering the runestone up. Glimmer, Bow, Adore, and Swiftwind come over to Glimmer's mom. Obviously, everybody's happy to see each other. Glimmer mom, this is pretty bad. The dark clouds are trying to take over Bright Moon. I was able to push them away by powering up the runestone, but it's taking a lot out of me to do that and to just stay connected to the runestone, because like Traptor said, it's breaking their connection, but she's strengthening connection with her own magic, but it's taking a lot out of her. This is really hard to do. Anyway, they need to think of a plan to protect Bright Moon, because Adore obviously knows Catra is going to come here to attack Bright Moon, especially since the Whispering Woods are frozen over. We need a plan of attack, now. They go into the general room, trying to think of what to do. They're like, we did shoot up the distress beacon a while ago. Has anyone answered? Well, no. All the princesses want to protect their own kingdoms. Plus, a couple episodes ago, the Princess Alliance disbanded. So even if, so we really have nobody else but everybody inside this room. One guard does come over there, hey, somebody came. Bo's like, really? Who? One of the princesses? No, just somebody. And then Natasa and Spinnerella. And he goes, oh, it's you guys. I mean, yo, hey, thank you guys for coming. And Natasha's like, you don't know what we do you? No, I don't. And then they like, that was funny. I'm not gonna lie. I've rewinded this part like maybe 2 times because it's just the look on Bo's face. He was so happy. He said, "Yo, who is it? Oh, it's you guys. Oh, I'm Yay. What's up, yo?" That was pretty funny. Anyway, she goes, "My name is Netasa. I make nets. It's in the name." And Spinnerella's like, "Yes, you do. It's really nice." She's not. I mean, okay, that sounded sarcastic. She doesn't say it sarcastically. She actually means it. I said it kind of sarcastically. Anyway, the next scene is still in the same scene, but Glimmer, she says that she has to stand and fight with everybody else. But Glimmer mom is like, well, Glimmer, you don't have any powers right now. That's bad enough. Plus, you are still glitching. It's going to be too dangerous for you to fight in this war. Well, not war, but, in this battle. But Bo agrees with her. Glimmer's like, I got to do something. Adora says that SheRa should be able to handle all of this by herself. Nobody else should be in danger. Bo's like, what are you thinking? Not even SheRa can take on like a whole army by herself. Adora goes, if she can't take on a whole army by herself, then what good is she? Everybody gets quiet and she walks out. And she's looking outside at the dark clouds with the thunder and lightning. Bo and Glimmer walk outside and comfort Adora and saying everything's going to be okay. And Glimmer's like, well, if we're going to attack the Horde, we're going to need some weapons. So here is the Royal Armory. Technically, this isn't an armory. I just been, stealing weapons from the actual armory and stashing them in this room. But take what you want. Bo, he sees some arrows. He gets really excited. He starts licking his lips. And then I thought it was pretty funny because Swiftwind, he gets sparkles in his eyes and he starts like nudging a door. And Adora's like, what? And they see like a huge mace on the wall. She goes, yeah, I'm not giving you that. I don't even know how he would use it. I guess like in his mouth, but I thought that was pretty funny. Anyway, here's the scene when Bo gets really happy. He starts licking his lips when he sees the bow. Like, okay. And then we get the other funny scene where we see Swiftwind really happy to see the mace on the wall. He's like, yo, can I get that? No, I'm not. I'm not giving you that. Anyway, Glimmer's mom walks inside of the room. Obviously, Glimmer's surprised that her mom even knows about this place. And Glimmer goes, not Glimmer. Her mom goes, do you really think I wouldn't notice, weapons being taken from the actual army and put into this room? She goes, Mom, I'm sorry, but I have to fight for my kingdom. I can't just let everybody else fight for me and for the kingdom, and I'm just chilling inside the room. I have to do this. And Glimmer's mom goes, well, yes. I'm pretty sure her name is Angela or Angelica, but every time I say that out loud, I'm like, that's not her name, but I don't know. But anyway, Glimmer's mom goes, yes, I understand. She goes, really? She goes, yes. I try to make you like me your whole life, but you're not like me. You're stubborn, hot-headed, and you like to go out and adventure and fight. You're not like me, you're more like your father. And because of that, I want to give you this. And she just holds out her hand, and then like a random staff teleports in her hand, and she says that this was her father's staff, and she wants Glimmer to use it in this battle. I was like, oh, okay, that's really sweet. Obviously, Glimmer starts to tear up. At the same time, I'm like, well, Glimmer can't really use magic right now, so I don't know if this is the best time to give it to her, but I mean, it's still nice to give it to her. That is her dad's staff, but like I said, she's kind of at a disadvantage, so I don't know if right now is the best time for her to be wielding this thing, but yeah, it's really nice. Really nice. Anyway, the Horde is here. They are starting to attack the castle. So, Adora boots up, turns into SheRa. Glimmer, Bo, and Adora all walk outside, and we get this dope shot of all of them in armor, ready to fight. I don't know why, but the SheRa form does look different. It's the ears, they're definitely longer, and the helmet is different. The chest piece, I don't know why I paused there, I'm sorry. I was trying to think. The chest piece is different. Every time I look at it, I'm like, that's not different, that's the same. But then I'm like, no, it wasn't that big before. I remember, like the head piece is definitely changed. The chest is definitely different. It's funny because I remember this episode so vividly the very first time I watched it, because I was out doing something, and my friends called me when I was out doing whatever, and they were like, yo, Captain E, let's go to the pool. And I was like, okay, I'm not home yet. I gotta get home. As soon as I get home, I'm getting my trunks on and everything, waiting for my friends to pick me up to go to the pool. And my mom comes in my room. She goes, it was in my older room with the blue walls. So if you're a long time viewer, it's like right down the hallway. My old room with the blue walls. It was a lot smaller. Anyway, she comes in my room. She's like, yo, Captain, I got some food for you. It was a Chinese food box with chicken and rice. I was like, oh yeah, I can watch this while I'm watching SheRa. It was this episode. And I'm like, oh shoot, my friends are coming to give me like 5 minutes. I gotta scarf this down. I could have ate it later, but I don't know. I just scarfed it down. I was watching this episode. And I was like, when I was watching the episode, I'm like, yeah, this was the part I was like eating. I don't know, like that was the specific part I was eating. Anyway, that was just a little stupid story I just had in my head. I just had to say it. Now it's documented. Now it's documented here. Anyway, everybody's ready to fight. One of the tanks shoot a bullet at the runestone, and Adora says, "You two protect the castle. I'll take care of everything else." It was a pretty dope scene when she jumps in the air and slashes like, it's not a bullet, but I guess I'll just call it like an energy ball. She slashes the energy ball in two, and both pieces slide off to the side and hit like the mountain. I thought that was a pretty cool scene. I like that. Anyway, Adora jumps down, starts to take out some of the tanks, but one of the tanks was a decoy. It had a bomb inside of it, and it blows up, and Adora goes flying. Obviously, Glimmer's like, we can't just let Adora take everything on by herself. Her mom goes, hey, I'll take care of the castle. You three, talking to Swiftwind 2, help Adora. So she flies up to the runestone, powers it up, puts a shield around her, so she's giving power to the runestone to protect the castle. So Glimmer, Bo, and Swiftwind all come in to help Adora fight off the Horde and the tanks and everything. We get two really cool shots to where there was like this one guy on a skiff. He was like charging up to Adora. Adora just pulls her sword out and slices it in two. Glimmer helps him by using the bow staff as like a regular bow staff by hitting people, and she just starts jamming it into robots and exploding them. Probably not the way her dad used it. Probably used the magic inside of it too, but right now she can't really use magic, so besides using it as an actual bow staff, not too much she can really do. Not too much she can really do with that thing besides actually using it like a bow staff. It happened so quickly. I don't know where to see it at. Where did that happen? I honestly can't remember. That specific scene where she grabbed the sword and just cut the skiff in two. I thought that was pretty cool. Was it right here? I don't want to waste too much time just looking for it. Oh wait, I got a pause button. I found it. This pause button is so useful. The pause button was always there. Here's the really dope scene where she just stabs it, and yeah, it's pretty cool. The pause button has always been right here. I just never understood what it meant until like I think last year when I first used it to pause it to get some information and I unpaused it. I'm like, that's so cool. I didn't know I had that. Anyway, one tank was going crazy that Catra was on, and Adora makes her sword into a shield, jumps up, blocks it. Her shield gets thrown out of her hand as he falls to the ground, and she starts breathing really heavy. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? like you barely took that attack. Now you didn't really take it, and you're breathing super heavy already? Like you barely done anything. What's happening? Then I started to think, well, I guess Adora will also be somewhat connected to the runestone too, right? So I guess that's making her weak, but at the same time, they never specifically said that. And Glimmer, her connection was somewhat severed because of the black magic, so I guess it wouldn't affect her too much, but it wouldn't affect her mom a lot because she is connected and she doesn't seem that winded. She only really seemed winded when she's like powering up the runestone, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, Catra's on the tank. She starts taunting her. Eventually, Glimmer, we cut over to Glimmer and Bo, and they're just going crazy on all the Horde soldiers. We get one dope scene where Glimmer just smacks this one guy super hard. And while they're fighting, they get surrounded, and Natasha and Spinnerella come in to help them. And I mean, Spinnerella doesn't really sound like her name, but she has the power of wind. That's what she can do. And Natasha can make nets, like he just said. She hits that one. Glimmer hits that one guy so hard to the side, and the other guy. That was pretty cool. I like that for Glimmer. But like I said, Natasha, she can make nets, and Spinnerella, she can make wind, which is pretty cool. Here's their powers, their debut. Right here, Spinnerella makes a gust of winds. You expect Scorpio and Natasha can make like these energy nets, which is pretty cool. That's really unique. I never really seen that before. Well, at least me. I've never seen that before. Any type of show, just like energy nets. I think the closest thing would probably be Static Shock. I remember he was able to make like a net out of electricity to grab a statue during like season 3 or 2. Well, I guess that's not the exact same because this is like that was like one technique from him. This is like her whole magic thing. It's just nets. So, you know, so you can use it in different ways, but I thought that was pretty cool too. Anyway, not Glimmer. We cut over to Adora and Catra, and they're fighting. And Catra's dodging all of Adora's attacks. Every time Adora misses, he punches like a rock and just destroys it. And Catra's constantly taunting Adora about how they're going to take over Bright Moon, take over the world in darkness. Adora's not trying to hear any of this. Eventually, Catra cracks a joke and like, hey, isn't your whole thing like punching? How are you so bad at it? And Adora grabs a rock and flicks it and hits her head. And I thought you were supposed to be quicker. I like that. And in this next scene, I was like, what is happening? Catra jumps on Adora's back, scratches her back, and she goes, ah! I'm like, you're in your SheRa form. That shouldn't even, like, tickle you, right? But then the whole runestone thing, so, okay, I guess I can kind of, okay. That you're giving this a pass. Because of the whole runestone thing. If this was happening and the whole runestone thing wasn't happening, I don't know. But you got a pass for right now. Anyway, that happens. Then Adora grabs Catra's arm so she can't get away. And she jumps backwards and slams Catra into the mountainside. Oh, like, ugh. That was nasty. Look at this. Boom! She felt the full impact of that. That was pretty nasty. That was dope, Adora. I like that. Anyway, Catra keeps cracking jokes and talking about how the world is going to be put in darkness. And she can't wait to see her face on Adora. Well, she can't wait to see the look on Adora's face when she has to tell her friends they lost. And Adora just looks so distraught hearing this. She gets mad, picks up a boulder, throws it at Catra, constantly keeps getting this close to hitting Catra. Catra's getting really scared, so eventually she grabs Catra and slams her against the mountain. And she goes, Catra is done. You lost. Catra's like, are you sure? The camera pans out and we see like a buttload of tanks and robots constantly shooting at Bright Moon. She goes, you didn't think this was about you, did you? And then shoots away. We do get like one line of Catra mentioning that she's not glad that Adora's alive, but she's like, you know, I doubt you would have died in that, you know, Ancient One temple. But hey, now that you're here, I can kill you myself. She doesn't say kill, but she says like finish off. I already gave my piece about what Catra did in the temple last episode. I was so mad. Boy, I was mad, man. I was spazzing. Anyway, the next scene, it's like spliced up somewhat, sort of. So, the very next couple scenes, we see Glimmer's mom powering up the runestone. While this is happening, there's a robot coming up to her, trying to attack her. She keeps trying to shoot it away with magic, but it's coming closer and closer. Glimmer sees this and starts to run up the stairs to help her, but Scorpio gets in the way, so she's blocked. A couple of the Horde soldiers have these electric whips, grab Adora and pin her down. They're just, you know, constantly electrocuting her. And Bo, you know, he's fighting off a ton of Horde soldiers too, so he's occupied. He can't help. Same with Swiftwind and Natasha and Spinnerella. So they're just getting overwhelmed. Eventually, Eventually, Natasha comes over and makes a dome around Bo, Spinnerella, and Adora to protect her. And Adora's like, I'm sorry, I don't know what we can do. And Bo also found her sealed. And he goes, it's okay. He starts to hug her. Glimmer does get to her mom. She was able to channel some of the dark energy into the staff that she has, shoot it back at Scorpio as she goes flying, and she was able to destroy the robot with the help of Swiftwind. But her mom is just drained. The runestone goes completely black, and all the dark clouds have to swarm in. And it's just a really intense scene. Everybody's gonna die. They're aiming the cannons at everybody. We don't know what we're gonna do. And there was this one scene I didn't want to show. It's the exact same sort of face Adora was making when she was really distraught. When Catra was talking to her. We didn't know what we were gonna do. It looks like everybody's gonna die. All the cannons are pointed at them, and Bo just starts hugging the door, saying it's okay, that nothing we can do. We did our best, It's whatever. That was like it gets intense. Like this is kind of intense, man. And then a bunch of water droplets start to float in the air, and a door sealed starts glowing. They're like, "What's happening?" And Catra looks at a water droplet floating. She's like, "What the?" Like she even gets kind of scared. And it's Mermista and Seahawk coming in. He goes, "Adventure!" And then Mermista shoots over and hits some water, so he doesn't light the boat on fire. That was pretty funny. But it's Mermista. She's coming in to help. Let's go. She apologized for not coming here sooner. The ocean was kind of willy wonky today because of the whole runestone thing happening. They're like, "No, thank you for coming." I was like, we're in a bad spot. All the Horde soldiers tried to get up, but then Perfuma comes in and ties them down with the plank. She goes, "I saw the distress beacon. Am I in time?" Catra jumps into a tank, shoots the pillar where the runestone is, Glimmer and them finna fall over, but then a bunch of ice comes out of nowhere and freezes the pillar that the runestone's on. And it's Frosta. She's here too to help. And she's like, "Am I too late?" "No, you're just on time." This is what I'm talking about. Everybody together. That's nice. And Adora does a huge flash of light, of magic. It powers up the runestone. Glimmer Mom's able to power herself up. She touches Glimmer's face. She starts to glow pink. And all the other runestones around the world, well, around Etheria, start to glow bright too. So Mermista's runestone starts to glow again. I mean, we didn't know where the runestone was, but it's right above her like palace seat. And then Perfuma, her runestone starts to glow inside the tree. And then that's Frost's runestone too. That's kind of cool. That thing we saw those episodes ago. And then the Black Garnet, well, it depowers and everything turns black inside the room where Entrapta is. I thought Entrapta looked kind of sad what was going on because she's not dumb. Like, she got to know what's going on, right? But I guess not. It's so weird. Anyway, as soon as that happens, the sky turns blue again. Everything looks all hunky-dory. All the princesses are standing next to each other, ready to fight. Like the theme song. That's pretty cool. We get this dope shot of Glimmer able to teleport back over to everybody else. Everybody's happy that Glimmer can obviously use her powers again. And everybody's looking at each other like, "All right, so we do this? Yeah, let's do this. Let's get this over with already." And then they all use their powers to finally beat the Horde soldiers out of Brightmoon, which is a pretty dope scene. Mermista makes a huge wave. Perfuma grabs everybody up with her vines. Frosta, using ice. I already said Mermista. Spinnerella, Natasha. Everybody doing, what they do best to get the Horde out of Brightmoon. Pretty dope scene. I love it. I really love it. Really good scene to show off what they can do in the final episode for season 1. We still got a lot more seasons left, a lot more craziness. I can't wait. In the very final attack, Adora's sword starts to glow, and I love this scene too right here. They light the boat on fire. The very last attack they do is Adora's sword starts to glow, and everybody starts to touch everybody else, sort of like Endgame. Remember Endgame? Not Endgame. Guardians, in the first Guardians movie when they couldn't contain the power of the Power Stone, so Gamora and everybody had to distribute the power, but instead of distributing it, they're powering Adora up. Everybody starts to hold Adora and hold themselves to power each other up. Everybody's glowing but Seahawk, because he's not a princess. But Bo, his chest is glowing. His heart chest thing, it's glowing too, which is really interesting. I saw people point that out all the time. It's like a huge rainbow wave, which is really dope. His chest piece is glowing. So that was like, he a prince? Does he have powers? I remember I saw people bring that up all the time in the SheRa community, but it never got mentioned again, which is so weird. Like, in the rest of the series, it's never really mentioned to say he's a prince or he has his own runestone or powers. But it's so weird that he's glowing, what? Like, what's happening? After that, everybody's really happy. They're celebrating. And I don't think, we don't get a celebration feast or anything. We just see everybody celebrating, talking to each other, hugging, that they beat the Horde. And the very last scene was Hordak talking about how much of a failure this attack was. And, Glimmer Mom comes down and hugs Glimmer and Bo and Adore and Swiftwind. Anyway, Hordak starts to tell everybody how much of a failure this attack was. And Traptor goes, no, I learned about so much first one tech. This is more or less of a failure, more of a learning experience because I have a lot more data now. And obviously, Catcher's like, I've been closer to attaining Bright Moon than anybody else has in years. This isn't really a failure. We can still attack them again because the Whispering Woods are still damaged. Hordak goes, I guess you're right. You can make up for this blunder later. You did good. You are my second in command now. And Catcher starts to smile, and that's the end of the episode. Phew. I can make some food now. I can finally make some food. Ooh, I got a big day tomorrow. But thank you all for coming to this video and watching it with me. Sorry for talking really fast in the beginning of the episode. I was just hungry as a lamb, but you know, it's whatever. So, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all later. Thank you all for watching. I thank you all there for being wonderful human beings, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye. All right.